TNT, we know drama.
Hey there, everyone. Welcome. Try not to be a drama channel, but some people. Okay. I got two of them for you. And, I keep saying there's segments of the joke community who, they're awful. I mean, they're just awful. And I mean G.I. Joe, classified, not G.I. Joe. And I ran into a lot of these before I left the internet for a while because, in part, I mean, these people, they get really difficult to deal with. The level of lack of self-awareness and stupidity are beyond anything. So yeah, let me run it down for you. Started out, there was a post about someone shilling, and I said, it looks like a shill, so what? Something like that. Anyway, this guy, who I think I know who this is, I even tested it, and I'll show you why. Think about it. Technically, everyone on social media is a shill for something.
What?
Everybody is hawking their hobbies or interests in some way. And I'm like, no, not everyone.
No.
I mean, it's like, hello. Lack of self-awareness here. It's like, yeah, maybe you, but not me. Because, let's be honest. The definition of a shill.
1 hour later.
Because let's be honest, definition of a shill is someone who helps another person to persuade people to buy something, especially by pretending to be a satisfied customer. That's from Cambridge Dictionary. I don't think I do such things. He goes on to say, well, sharing your interests online, that's shilling. And it's like, no, talking about your interests is not shilling in any way, shape, or form.
Wrong.
So I'm getting a little upset, and I just decided I'm going to test. What next? Autofocus is AI? I mean, high levels of copium here. When you got to make up justifications for behavior, maybe the behavior isn't a good thing. Not sure where that comparison came from, but yes, modern camera phones do use AI for autofocus. Autofocus itself is even an enhancement for those that uses algorithm to autofocus. So guys, anything that uses an algorithm is AI. Remember that. This is someone who has a little bit of knowledge, and that makes them dangerous because the lack of self-awareness. I mean, I want to joke about this. I really do, but it's so dumb. AI, autofocus is AI. I mean, give me a fucking break. But I was testing this because of this, one of the people I heard that from, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not sure. Could be. Not sure how we got on autofocus. It was a test and failed miserably. Okay. Give him the definition of a shill. And I had to say it. Is that a joke? Dear Lord, the sheer ignorance in every sentence you were expressing is beyond anything. And I was in the message board wars where idiocracy was the norm. Get out of here with that bullshit. Now, it goes on further, but that's the big things is like, okay, shilling is when you just talk about things you're interested in, and autofocus is AI. I want you to let that sink in because it's cold out there. Poor sink. That's the appetizer. But hopefully you see what I'm saying. It's trying to twist around and try to say, oh, everything is, or everything, whataboutisms and all that crap. I mean, it kills me because first off, it's very not true, very disingenuous. it's flat out manipulating parts of language and parts of sociology. So, I would say psychology, but there's not much psychology going on here. It's just like, I'm going to say something stupid to justify my stupid behavior, and you can't say nothing back because I'm smarter, which becomes very apparent with this next example. So I have to give context in doing so. A little bit of something my buddy Chad is going to be covering is going to come up here. Me and him had to talk about it, by the way, and I told him, I'm going to cover this part that centers around me and just giving information of what that situation is for context, because yeah, I got pulled into this. Okay, so this is the original post by Chad. The Shitastic Mullock Trio are going to sue for plagiarism. Just kidding. And laughs. Hey, joke.
I noticed a tendency for this program to get rather silly.
But hey, no Thunder Machine, no HasLab, some copious amount of kit bashing repaints. Weird, almost like someone told you how that's going to go. Let's be honest, it's exactly what a lot of that G.I. Joe live stream was. Fine, some people like that, I don't. Again, a lot of classified is cut and paste from the 3 3/4 inch up to the 6 inch. Some of that worked for me to add to Action Force, I do admit. Just got this guy, Iron Grenadier. He has some shit weapons though. Shit weapons. I'm adding him to my Praetorians. Never mind. I'll tell you in the video. Don't worry about it. He's getting his own thing. But this is obviously a joke, and he's just talking about the brand.
Get on with it. Yes, get on with it.
Get on with it!
This guy has been literally spamming the G.I. Joe Classified Facebook groups with his blog, Serpentor's Lair. It's a small blog. It doesn't look like it gets a lot of traffic. I looked at several articles. There were zero comments. It's not covered in ads. It says zero traffic. And it has the WordPress logo in the corner, and even tells you the design he used. This all becomes important later. Okay, so obviously Mr. Jared was mad. I can't imagine. It will be priceless when this guy who keeps posting this crap gets his wish and the G.I. Joe line is done and nobody will give him the attention he craves. This is very important, and nobody will give him the attention he craves. Newsflash, when it's over, nobody's going to be around to watch your YouTube channel either. Now, both of those are pretty personal. It's really implying he's an attention seeker. And my joke all the time is, none of us put this shit up to not be viewed, except for me. And still, I look at this and I'm going, that's pretty bad form. What did Chad do exactly? He made a joke about the mullet wig. I mean, because let's face it, that Lenny and that Ryan, I mean, that looks... And the thing is, Lenny saw Ryan that day. He had to. Because that's Ryan going in the San Diego Comic-Con booth. So, I mean, but it was nothing more than a joke. And then he talked about his feelings on the Hasbro live stream. Is anything he said not right? Copious kit bashing. Is this not true? I mean, there was a couple of new parts, but not a lot. And Chad said that's what was going to be happening. I think if you really get down to it, Blowtorch might have been new. I'm not even positive about that. No HasLab, no Thunder Machine. And that's exactly what Chad said was going to happen.
Jinkies.
I mean, also keep in mind, this guy at Serpentor's Lair was posting that stuff that Island Viper said.
What a forward young man you are! My goodness!
This adds to the mix. So yeah, I'm moving along and we're on a Facebook group. My main comment was, seems these dudes are really wanting to talk crap, but aren't brave enough to be direct. Truth. I'm not getting where the spite is coming from with these jokers. It got old 10 years ago, and it's old now. Different names, same stupidity. And yeah, I believe that. But where it came to a head was in another comment. Well, here's the kicker, kids. Okay, so Chad posted this. He was getting all kinds of dings. The original post was getting slammed by a lot of people who like Chad. Hey, Chad has 10,000 subs. I mean, he's a liked guy. I mean, I'm sure there's about 1,000 of them that are like hate watching. But anyway, well, here's the kicker, kids. Someone deleted a post in that group, one of them. But screenshots are forever, and our friends don't F around. So I have a few gems here that might be lengthy for clarity. Is that I'm Jared guy who's in this group thanks to Tim Muir pointing that out. Bros up to none other than Mr. Can't Name Names Terry, the Island Ass Wiper. That's a good one. So Adam makes his crybaby post about my obvious joke post. And who makes a post as an admin of said group, telling everyone who comments, keep it civil. Amazing. Keep it civil, Terry, the guy who's more than happy to perpetuate the false narratives, but also promote Adam's false narrative. See, I want people to keep it civil when it comes to their echo chamber, circle jerk. You gotta keep it civil towards Adam and his lying BS, but not towards me or Ryan. That's how the positively police roll. I forgot what... I didn't get any screenshots of what was said to Ryan, unfortunately. I never once said don't buy Classify, let it die. Ever. Anyone who knows me knows I have a Joe room of 64 to now. And my channel will never die if Classified died. I don't even talk about the stuff anyway. I mean, it's rare, but sometimes you talk about it in context of, you know, what it means to the brand now. But yeah, I mean, not really. I mean, you don't talk about it, you don't promote it, Adam replied to my IG, and let's talk. Be a man. Chad had sent him a private message. Now, I had said... Now, my response to that was, it's Chad. I was wondering if he spammed this like he does all the other stuff he spams. Oh, big time. Now, at this point, Chad had messaged him, tagged him, etc., etc. Why is he coming at me?
That escalated quickly.
In fairness, I will give you one word of advice. Run.
You clearly don't know what spam is. And no, you do not message me on Instagram.
Yo, she-bitch. Let's go.
Well, yeah, he did. That'll come up in a minute. And my big deal was, oh wow, you're gonna talk to me, but not Chad. Interesting. Okay, English lesson. Spam. Now, to flood a network, especially the internet, a news group, or individuals with a large number of unsolicited postings. Screenshots are around, and this was going through about 5 groups, and if you're going through 5 groups, same 5 groups about everything he posts, it's like, it's spam, man. I mean, some call it promotion, but if you're not getting responses off of it after a while, it does become spam. I mean, it's definitely, okay, dude, we don't care. And never saw any comments in the posts. Yes, I'm in a couple of groups he's done this to, and I've never seen comments on his post. I don't see any reaction besides him and another guy. It's really, yeah, I mean, you want it. And I mean, it was just me observing. I had nothing on this guy. I was just like, what's this guy? What is this? So, all right, this is where things start going, what? Adam says, I have a master's degree in social media management and a PhD in strategic communication. I do it on a corporate level. I think I know a bit more about it than you do, even though that was straight from the dictionary. Spam destination. Okay, you know better in the dictionary. To have a master's degree in social media management and a PhD in strategic communication, you don't know how to talk. Again, more to come. Okay, so he shows a picture of his message request. Now, anybody who knows anything, and I didn't know this at the time, if you've already read the message request, it's not going to appear. But also, on Instagram, if it's from someone you've already talked to, it won't show up in your requests. It shows up in your messages. Guess what? Chad had spoken to him before. And then on another thread that this was going on, another set of comments, Chad had posted, he said, you didn't message me. He posts the screenshot, it's right here, that he had sent of his message saying, hey, what's the deal, dude? All right. To have so many degrees, I grabbed it and brought it over to where I was at, because again, he wasn't talking to Chad, it's like he was talking to me and Ryan of a 3POA. He was not talking to me, to the guy he was having the issue with. Weird, ain't it? Okay, to have so many degrees, you sure can't use Instagram. Then again, you don't understand basic English too. Spam. So there's that. Maybe you should trade those fancy degrees in, since they kind of don't help your case in looking smart. In fact, the exact opposite. And I show the screenshot. He actually says, that's not me. It is literally your name at the top. This is another one that's important, because then he puts this link and it's like, to Serpentor's lair. La la la. This gets even funnier. Okay, so all you showed is requests. You can just delete. I'm sorry, I'm laughing so hard. All you showed is requests. You can just delete Chad's and say, he never messaged me. You're full of it, and you're making yourself look ignorant. I had PM Chad at this, and I was like, what is this guy's problem? Why isn't he talking to you? And Chad says, tag me on this because I can't find it. And I'm like, okay. Either way, it's Chad has tried to reach you. What have you done? Start a fracas with me. Good job! And then Chad comes over. Again! Alright, so then after all that, he answers Chad. You didn't message me. Then he answers.
What? What the fuck?
If you ain't bright and don't know how to check your Instagram, because I'm pretty sure what this is going on here is he has 2 Instagrams, but he only checked one. And here's the response. I'll throw it up there. Chad sent it to me, and I'm just gonna throw it up there because to prove to you, he did respond to Chad after he said, "You never messaged me." What the fuck?
So don't be a dick.
I dropped my hot pocket.
Oh, so at the very minimum, has stretched the truth, or is completely ignorant. You might think both after this. There's all this stuff about let's do an interview, and it's like Chad said, come to the live stream. Chad will go over this in his, I'm sure. But, and here's the kicker, kids. Gee, wonder where he got that from. I offered to full interview with It's Chad. This will be a written interview to discuss opinions about Hasbro, the company, DEI.
What? What the fuck? That's racist!
That's racist. Damn.
Gay?
That's homophobic.
That's black.
That's racist.
Damn.
And the G.I. Joe design team. DEI. Because that was mentioned so many times. It's just, God, I hope you guys see the weirdness of this.
In the middle of my backswing!
At this point, I'm mad. But here's where it goes. This way, easy opinions can be put in front of millions of eyes.
What is the Sesame Street number of the day?
So that there would be no confusion or misinterpretation. First off, this guy's already proven he's probably not very honest. And he wants to do a written interview.
You are made of stupid.
Gee, what could go wrong? Misquoting? Yeah, that'd never happen in a written interview in this day and age in the fucking internet. As of right now, he declined it, which is not true. I've seen the messages. He did not actually decline. He gave a counteroffer. That was declined. I posted this just so everyone within this community can knows that we offered him an unbiased chance to share his thoughts. First and foremost, Jesus Christ, the dude has more subs than all the guys you're buddying up to combined. And everybody knows his thoughts. Okay, and the engagement level is through the roof. Everybody knows his thoughts. It ain't, it's not. My word. I was a little mad about being dragged into this, I will admit. But when he said millions of eyes, I had to call him out.
Surprise, motherfucker.
Heavily. And just flat out say he's a liar. Millions on a blog that gets no comments. Prove it. Show some analytics. Even small blogs. Even big blogs like What Culture and Nerdist don't get millions of eyes on them. And every article and link they post gets dozens of comments. Dude, we know you're lying. Stop it and get some help.
Stop it. Get some help.
I was laughing hysterically at this point because I'm like, this is such an obvious lie. The millions of eyes by itself, it's really millions of lies. But the millions of eyes comment, I'm just like, what the fuck are you smoking? I don't want to read this whole thing, but I'm going to leave it up here because I did want to touch on this part. One, what the fuck? Who the fuck ever mentioned DEI about G.I. Joe? Never me. My wife's an infantry officer, and I've always championed how Joe's been diverse since ARAH. That's not me, killer. His response, I'm presenting a plethora of ideas for you to discuss. Like the price of rice in China. And share your opinion. Never said you mentioned anything. Then why are you using that as a topic? I mean, one of these things does not look like the other. It's just the weirdest add-on in the whole thing. DEI out of fucking nowhere. Who? But anyway, you can read the rest of that. And I'm fuming at this point. I mean, fuming in the way that, like, you know, these people, you know, there's multiple types of fuming. You know, this is the more comedic, what the hell? How deep are you digging this hole? And I just said, dude, you're flatline, period. CBR gets 10,000 eyes a day in comic book resources, and it's flooded with comments. You have millions of eyes and you have none. Get out here with this BS, liar. That's what I said. CBR gets millions of network views as well. CBR's part of your network then? What's the network? Because I know you're still lying. And then I've thought about this. Valnet owns CBR. You're powered by WordPress, which most blogs would never stoop to use. Only individuals and tiny groups use WordPress, let alone leave the name of it on the page. Yeah, I did blogs when they were relevant. And I did. I used to do a lot of blogs, you know, for people. And, you know, that's when they were relevant. Most of the places I worked for who had blogs, they don't use them. They have Facebook pages. I mean, people moved on because it's a lot easier to manage, and et cetera, et cetera. There's a lot of reasons to just abandon the blog model. I mean, George R.R. Martin still uses it, but you know what? He's 80, and it works for him. That's simple. I mean, some people, it's like you've been at it for so long and people still follow you. Yeah, you don't need the social media that most of us do. And so, yeah, I'm lumped in now, of course. And look, Robert Hatch in his chat, you want to just keep these silly threads like this going, or can we sit down and have an adult conversation? Just a simple question. So, yeah, I had to blast him again. Maybe before all these obvious lies and engaging me instead of dealing with Chad, you should have thought about that. But you've proven again and again to be a habitual liar. You cannot answer direct questions like proof of millions of eyes. You lie when you do answer. At no point did you try to ask a simple question. You spam multiple Joe groups for clout. Now that you got caught, you act as if the other people defending themselves and their friends from your personal attacks. You wanted an adult conversations? Maybe you shouldn't have acted like a petulant child in all those Joe groups. This went further, but then this happened. Adam Jarrett deleted his post and went about scrubbing the group of his presence. I can't fathom the level of embarrassment he suffered. Oh, and I banned him. I can't. It really is the shit I suffered when I left the internet. This was on Star Wars boards and Joe boards. YouTube wasn't as big. Facebook was a thing, but, you know, Facebook groups, well, this is where you posted your nudes. Not me, other people. I don't know how I know that. You know, there were very few toy Facebook groups then. I believe Marvel Universe was the first one I ever saw, and a couple others. They really sprouted up heavily during COVID. Well, lockdown, I should say. And, again, it's the same mentality. Now, every now and again, I catch a name or two I recognize, and I go, that shithead. But also back then, you didn't have people like Chad, Retroblasting. I think Retroblasting was just starting when I left the internet. I always regretted leaving the internet. Well, leaving the toy space. Because, you know, I miss Retroblasting. I really, really, really regret that. I missed analog toys too. It's like I discovered them later, but I missed that rise. And I would have liked to have been a part of that. But anyway, so here we are, back to these assholes. It is the same mentality. It is the same copious stupidity. And I'm calling it out. I'm saying this is that bullshit. I'm saying you guys look like the dudes who are switching the car prices 10 minutes after tariffs are announced. Stop it. Get help.
Stop it. Get some help.
Seriously, I don't know why these guys are starting to really get punchy. Yeah, I animated that. I don't understand what they think they're going to accomplish. I'm noticing it. I said something about it, and Bobby Bell said to me on the 3POA podcast group, which, if you enjoy the 3POA, go join. People who hate the 3POA have joined. Come on. No, it's fun. Fun. You know, it's one of the few toy groups I really enjoy. I like it. I like it a whole lot. But anyway, back to what I'm talking about. I've noticed some movement in that sphere that is really, you know, it used to be they punched at the 3POA and retro blasting and Chad, but they kept it at a distance. They're coming towards them now. I'm confused why. But then again, they did try that before when Action Force first started. So maybe that's it. Maybe something's... Damn it, Battle still ain't shut the doors. So maybe that's why. I don't know. I mean... Now, you know, I say all this. Of course I don't mean every G.I. Joe fan. It's just a slice of that fandom. A big slice. I mean, I would say it's maybe... This is a guess, because I don't know how big the G.I. Joe classified fandom is. So it's hard for me to say, but I'd say maybe 50, 60%. I mean, I could be wrong. It could be 30%. They're just very vocal. I don't know. But the point is that this has been here forever. I remember this shit. It's so tiring. But I'm not leaving the goddamn internet this time. Screw you guys. I'm home. Thank you for watching. I just wanted to call this shit out for what it is. That bullshit. Thank you.